Okay, this is varying sentence patterns. So your first assignment in your language arts packet, your iReady one. Okay, so it's talking about how we all use different sentence types. We can use statements, which you just are stating something like, I like cats. Questions, how are you doing today? Imperatives, I would say that's like a command. Go sit down, right? Close the door. That's what an imperative sentence is. And exclamations. Wow, that snake is huge, with an exclamation point at the end. Okay. Different sentence structures: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. And then sometimes sentences begin with a prepositional phrase or a dependent clause. All right. So in this part, we are going to revise and rewrite sentences so they are more appealing to the eye and ear. Okay, so the draft one says, we went on an impressive field trip. We went to the Science Museum. The building was huge. It had many exhibits. I especially liked the laser exhibit. You should make sure to visit the museum. Okay, all of these sentences are very short. They're to the point. They don't really catch the reader's eye or the ear. So here's the revision. Our field trip to the Science Museum really impressed me. The building itself was huge and it was filled with exhibits. Do you dream of seeing actual lasers? At some point, then, be sure to visit the museum. You won't be sorry. We added an exclamation, we added a question. You said how the field trip, it impressed you, not that it was impressive. So those are some of the things we're going to look for doing down here, right? Change the sentence to a question. It is fun to learn about insect colonies. Whichever question you want to make it. Is it fun to learn about insect colonies? What is it like learning about insect colonies? You can be the judge of that. However you want to write that as a question is up to you. Number 2, use the word when to combine these sentences. I looked at the museum map. I noticed a new insect exhibit. Okay, when it says use the word when to combine these sentences, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to go in between the two sentences. I looked at the museum map when I noticed a new insect exhibit. That could be saying that you noticed there was a sign in the museum that there was a new insect exhibit, so you looked at the map. Or you could say, when I looked at the museum map, I noticed a new insect exhibit. So after you looked at the map, you saw that there was a new insect exhibit. Just use your judgment call to decide which one would be best for you. Or if you have another sentence, that's fine as well. Combine these sentences so that the new sentence begins with a prepositional phrase. It was near the entrance to the exhibit. The first thing I saw was a giant grasshopper. Okay, the prepositional phrase in this sentence is near the entrance. So that's how we're going to start the sentence. Near the entrance to the exhibit was a giant grasshopper. Or, near the entrance, the first thing I saw was a giant grasshopper. Okay, once again, you can decide what you would like to do. Same thing for these. You're going to revise, you're going to edit the sentences so it is more appealing. Sentence 1. Many of the insects were robots. I almost thought they were real. They moved like real insects. They were much larger than real insects. Noticed how I read the whole thing instead of just reading sentence 1. And then you're going to read the answers and decide which one it is. Right? So this second sentence, I almost thought they were real. It's going to help me with revising sentence 1. So, wow, to my surprise, many of the insects were robots. Great. So that's how you're going to do the rest of these. Okay.